I'm going home. I'm going home, and I want to go home. Hello. Well, oh yes. And I want to go home. Welcome. My name is Tanner, and I want to go home. Hello. Welcome. My name is Tanner. I am 28 years old, single. I have 2 to 3 roommates. I'm about $30,000 in debt, and I want to go home. Feel better about yourself yet? I gotta go home. Look, I know I made my life sound somewhat bleak just now, but it's really not that bad. I've just quit smoking. My apartment's in a decent location. The pay at my job is enough for me to live modestly and support my friends when they need it. I've yet to reach insanity, and I have a wonderful family. Right. I have a wonderful family that's growing up and growing old, and I wish it was before my eyes, but it's across the world. Across the country. My nieces either cry when I leave or don't recognize me when I come home, and some of whom I haven't even been properly introduced to yet. This feels kind of personal, doesn't it? Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's weird. An odd place to start. You think? Anyways. I suppose. But I have a plan. I always knew I had to move back to Ontario at some point, but I always said that I'd have to have accomplished something here first. I didn't know what it was, but it needed to be something. And that ambiguous something meant that every single time when I was home and I was asked, so when are you coming back? I would just say, I don't know, maybe 5 years. But what can I accomplish in 5 years? Not too long ago, I found out. Now, the plan is to move from here, Vancouver, to Toronto, or some other large city within driving distance of my hometown. I was considering Montreal and New York as secondary options, but Toronto seems the easiest. It's also the closest to my hometown. First things first, I need to delete my debt. And with the power of math and paying more per month, I can do this in about 3 to 4 years. This is tricky. Embarrassment? Is that what this is? Is this embarrassment? And with the power of math and paying more per month, I can do this in about 3 to 4 years. Shouldn't change too much of my standard of living, especially considering, if I'm being honest, I was paying about $500 to $600 a month on cigarettes and energy drinks. So I should be fine. Next, when I go home, I want it to be a road trip. I want to drive across Canada and maybe parts of the US by myself. This ain't just because it sounds like fun. There's also a fair few items here that I kind of need and definitely won't fit on a plane. A lot of items, actually. It's going to be a bit of an issue. Haven't quite figured it out yet, but got 5 years. Within the last 1 to 2 years, shouldn't be too hard to save up enough money to buy a car after I've done paying for my student debt. But as a little bit of a stretch goal, I think I want to buy a Jeep Wrangler. I don't know shit about cars, but that's the only one that's ever intrigued me on a fundamental level. Looks like fun, and I want to drive in the summer with no doors. That sounds cool. Novel at the very least. Call me childish, but a man should dream. Lastly, I'll need a grace period. I'll need to adjust to this new place without having pressure to find a job in order to survive. I'd say $20,000 saved in the bank will have me comfortably living in Toronto for at least 4 months. If I'm making any money at all, I could extend that to 6 to 8 months. But within that time, I'll need to have reached the standard of living I had when I left Vancouver, basically. That's my grace period. Now, as an optional goal that I'm basically viewing as my prime directive, I'm trying to transition to remote work. And that's where this YouTube channel comes in. I have a lot of different ideas on how I can accomplish this, and I'm going to try quite a few of them. But this channel is going to be basically the hub of where all of that kind of comes together. Now, it'd be great to just play music all the time. That's what I'd like to be doing, but life is not that simple, and my life has changed. If necessary, I don't mind to have a boring remote job, if that's what it takes to move. I gotta get home regardless. 5 years to find a boring remote job, that sounds pretty easy. But 5 years to grow a YouTube channel, a music brand, and a couple other goodies that I've had in the back of my mind for quite some time now, that's a plan. So I don't have a super clear path on where this channel is going, but I do plan to regularly update you on my progress and how I build this business from the ground up, because we are at square one. I'll probably show you my music and share my thoughts. You'll learn a bit about me, and we'll see where this relationship takes us, as the kids would say. Or, I don't actually know if they would say that, but I do. And if it doesn't work out, oh well, I tried.